the Mackenzie House. It was built in 1858. Where we're standing right now would have been part of the backyard of the house, but the museum recreated Mackenzie's print shop in this spot in 1967.
Today we brought the students through a tour of Mackenzie House, and then we did a portion in the print shop as well. Out here in the print shop, we had them typeset their names and then use the 1845 printing press.
This is something that Mackenzie did almost every day because he had a newspaper that came out every Saturday. So typesetting and printing, and also writing with quill and steel pen and ink, was a big part of his life. Now the other half of our tour explores the house, and it's a Greek Revival row house. Today going through, I think people found it quite warm because of course they didn't have air conditioning in the 19th century and the heat would rise. So the coolest and most comfortable part of the house is the basement. It's kind of like a half basement with a kitchen. And that's also where we had a look at the gas lights. Mackenzie House uses gaslight for lighting, which was introduced in the 1840s in Toronto.
They get to see the rooms that the Mackenzies were living in. They get to see the fashion of the time, how different tasks were done. A lot of the students were really interested in the fashion.
Now the Mackenzies weren't rich. The house we saw was a gift. It was a gift from the people of Toronto who bought it for Mackenzie at a cost of $3,550. People were grateful. They felt through his political activism and through his rebellion of 1837 that he had helped bring democracy to Ontario. It was the only house he ever owned in Toronto, and he always said it was the favorite place he had ever lived because after a long and turbulent life, he had found peace there. So when he's living here, he's with his wife, Isabel Baxter Mackenzie, and his three youngest daughters, Helen, Elizabeth, and Isabel. And then eventually it was bought by a gentleman called Wilbur Best and donated to the City of Toronto to use as a museum, which is how it has been ever since.